you're to obtain employment and provide proof, or schooling. I'd really honestly got a diploma. I'd actually rather see you pursue something. You're so young. So I'm writing or schooling. So if you enroll in a program and you're doing something to better your life, I'll accept that. Okay. You'll attend the victim's impact panel as directed by probation and provide proof of completion. You'll do an alcohol education class as directed, provide proof and follow all therapeutic recommendations. If you have any outstanding warrants, I don't believe you do, but if you do, you have to clear them. And you cannot operate a motor vehicle without a valid license. Do you understand all of that, Ms. Bloss?
Yes.
Okay. And I feel like when I saw your family that you've probably already received lots of lectures, right?
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yes.
But you are so young. And I just don't want to see you go down a path like this. Like, you seem intelligent to me. You know, there's no reason for you to end up on the path you're heading down with offenses like this. And, you know, I do believe that some period of probation is appropriate because of your age, because of the allegations of the offense, and also because you had a BAC that was twice the legal limit. So probation is appropriate in this case. But it is 6 months, a 6-month term of probation. And if you comply with all of the terms of probation under Michigan law, you'd be eligible for termination at the halfway point. Okay. And then Ms. Lusk, so you have in total on this, you have the 975, and you also had the 165 for that ticket that you had that's still not paid. Let's see, I'm going to do the math on a calculator unless Mr. Fanco tells me. I beat you. All right, $1,140. Okay, so you can have a payment plan, work towards paying it off, work towards getting employment. But if you're in school and you provide proof of education that you're doing something to better your life and your conditions, that's something I'll take into consideration on your fines and costs. Okay?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Lusk, don't ever see me again.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Jalen Brown.
For your Jeffrey Fanto, on behalf of Mr. Brown, waive formal reading, stand new, request matter be set for pre-trial.
All right, sir, Mr. Brown, did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney that are outlined on this advice rights form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your rights?
I did.
Oh, do you have any questions about him? You kind of said, I did.
He told me a lot, so I don't remember everything, but I think I understood what he was saying.
Okay, you understand the charge against you, right? And you understand what the maximum possible penalty is? Okay, and you went over that with you? And you understand you have a right to an attorney. If you couldn't afford one, we appoint one. And you understand that you have a right to you're presumed innocent as you stand in front of me today, right? These are allegations, and you understand you have a right to a trial by jury. And in that trial, you would have the right to call witnesses, to see all the evidence against you. You'd have the right to testify or remain silent. If you remain silent, your silence could not be used against you. If you needed the court subpoena power to get witnesses to show up for court, I'd sign subpoenas for you to get your witnesses here, right?
Yes.
And you'd have a right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand all that? Feeling good? Feeling better? All right, I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea for purposes of arraignment. And Mr. Fanco, you already have the discovery order? Oh, you do. Well, I have an ex parte order.
That's already been.
Okay, great.
We're not doing a separate discovery.
Okay. All right. All right, sir, I'm gonna give you a $1,500 personal bond. That means you don't have to post any money, okay? These are your bond conditions. No prior criminal history. These are your bond conditions. You're to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. You cannot consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and you may be subject to testing at your expense on demand, okay? And you obviously can't operate a motor vehicle without a valid license, all right?
Judge, if possible, obviously he's appeared here today. There's no accident, there's no third parties. If he could appear by Zoom next time.
Does he live out of the area?
But he lives on the east side,
Okay.
Judge. Right now, he's appear for work purposes.
All right, I'll let you appear for your pre-trials via Zoom, but your sentencing, you'll have to come in person,
Okay.
okay? Presuming there's a plea or a finding of guilt. But if that happens, I want you in person for sentencing, but otherwise you can appear via Zoom.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you're all set.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, do I have Montel Franklin here?
That's why Lashanda Franklin, our co-defendants, Judge.
Oh, okay, can they both come on up?
Morning, Your Honor, Jeffrey Fans on behalf of both the Franklins. We have reviewed the potential relative conflict. We don't have a conflict at this point. We would waive formal reading, stand mute in both matters. There's a discovery order to be entered in Mr. Franklin's matter. It's the same case, so the same discovery.
Okay, so, Montel Franklin. Sir, can you tell me your first and last name?
Montel Franklin.
Mr. Franklin, did you go over your advice of rights form, this document with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes.
And did you sign that document?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm better in a not guilty plea for purposes of arraignment. I've signed the order for discovery has already been signed, and we'll set that for a settlement conference. And then we also have Lashanda Franklin.
Yes.
Ma'am, did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney that are outlined on this advice of rights form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign and date that form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've entered a not guilty plea for purposes of arraignment. We'll also set this for a settlement conference. Just give me 1 second. We have a third file on Mr. Franklin. I've also entered a not guilty plea for purposes of arraignment on that case.
Judge, Ms. Franklin has a civil infraction that's in warrant status. We've asked for the warrant to be recalled. She's going to go downstairs and make payment arrangements before she leaves.
All right, so we'll recall the warrant on that, okay? Mr. Fan. All right, so on each of these, Mr. Hall, you've got 2 cases. On each of them, you have $1,000 personal bond, okay? You don't have to post any money. Got it? Ma'am, on your case, you also have $1,000 personal bond. You don't have to post any money. I'm going to give you both your bond conditions. You're to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. And Mr. Fanto, I don't know any of the allegations. Is Christy Holloway, do you know the relationship? Am I doing a no contact? What?
There's somebody that shouldn't be where Mr. Franklin resides, and he has no contact with them, so he has no issue with that, Judge.
All right, so neither of you are to have any contact with Christy Holloway while this case is pending, okay? And again, I don't know any of the allegations other than what the charges are, but the best way to keep everybody's protected and out of trouble is to just say no contact, right? And those are your conditions of your bond. And,
Judge, oh, I'm sorry, to interrupt.
no, go ahead.
Obviously, they're here today. No real outside parties. There's no injuries alleged or anything. If they could report by Zoom the next court date.
All right, I'll allow you both to appear via Zoom, but as long as you show up timely, you've got a device that has video capabilities, I'm fine with you appearing via Zoom. But if we have any issues or anyone's cooking eggs in their underwear, we'll have to start coming in person, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Fair? I've
Fair.
seen it.
Yeah, doing that.
We've seen it. I'm being silly, but as long as, it's a crime that generally I would have people come in person on, but I'll allow it. Just make sure you don't have any contact with the complainant, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're all set.
All right, let's talk about that. This hearing before Judge Victoria Y. Shackelford offered a little bit of everything. A young defendant getting a stern but hopeful lecture, a clean arraignment for a first-timer, and even a bit of humor when Zoom court etiquette came up. Judge Shackelford's style was on full display. Fair, patient, and sharp enough to cut through excuses while still showing some humanity. The standout was Miss Blossom, who faced sentencing after a drunk driving offense. Shackelford emphasized her youth and intelligence, making it clear she didn't want to see her go down a path like this. Blossom was polite, subdued, and visibly embarrassed, giving short, yes ma'am answers that suggested she knew the judge was right. The probation term was 6 months, with the possibility of early termination at 3 if she complied. Add in $1,140 in total costs and conditions like employment or schooling, classes, and a victim impact panel, and it was a sentence designed not just to punish, but to redirect. Shackelford's lecture carried a balance of firmness and encouragement. She acknowledged Blossom had likely heard enough lectures from her family already, but still took the time to hammer home the point that her age was both a risk and an opportunity. Jalen Brown, represented by Jeffrey Temple. His arraignment was smooth, with the judge carefully walking him through his constitutional rights and making sure he understood the process. Brown was respectful, though a little unsure at times. He admitted his lawyer had explained things, but that he didn't remember every detail. Shackelford kept her tone reassuring, clarifying each right before entering a not guilty plea on his behalf. His bond was set at $15 personal with the usual conditions: no alcohol or drugs, appear in court, no new offenses, and notify of any address changes. Shackelford also gave him a break by allowing him to appear by Zoom for pretrial, provided he kept things professional, but made clear sentencing would require him in person. Brown's demeanor was cooperative, if slightly nervous, and Shackelford's patience helped keep the exchange calm. Finally, Montel and Lashanda Franklin's co-defendants represented by Jeffrey Fanto. Both waived formal readings and stood mute as not guilty pleas were entered. Shackelford issued $1,000 personal bonds each and set the usual conditions. The twist here was the no-contact order with a woman named Christy Holloway, even though the judge admitted she didn't know the full details yet. It was a cautious move to prevent trouble, and both defendants agreed without issue. The hearing ended on a humorous note when Fanto asked if they could appear by Zoom next time. Shackelford allowed it, but added a quip about not wanting to see anyone cooking eggs in their underwear on camera. That touch of humor lightened the room, but the message was clear. Remote court is still court, and decorum matters. The overall atmospherical but flexible, with Shackelford blending seriousness and wit as needed. Blossom's sentencing carried the weight of a life lesson. Brown's arraignment showed careful judicial patience, and the Franklin's case demonstrated practicality paired with a touch of humor. The attorneys were competent and prepared, Temple guiding his client steadily, Fanto managing multiple defendants smoothly, and the prosecutor largely staying in the background. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one,